What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Garage Game Podcast. With me, as always, I got Joe, Kenny, I'm Aaron, and with us today, we got a special guest. His name is Jamal Smith.
What up?
What up,
Jamal? Everybody?
He is Coach Smith, or John Smith, as you guys might know him, who we've had on the podcast before, the Cal Poly head coach. This is his son, and yeah, we're going to get his story and kind of hear what it's like for him and where he's been playing ball. Mm-hmm. So what's life been like? I mean, COVID kind of hit everyone different.
Yeah.
What did it do for you?
Obviously, as you guys know, like at the end of the season, you know, it kind of struck like right at the ended the season early. No tournament, so that was different. That was rough, especially on everybody, all the seniors who wanted a tournament.
Your last one. I mean, last one. Maybe you could have pulled it out.
Yeah. So, but that was hard, and then the early quarantining and all that. But mainly for like us basketball players, it was just like, okay, there's no gyms, nobody's playing basketball. We can't work out. You know what I'm saying? We're just stuck at home.
Yeah.
And
like, what do we do now?
Yeah, it's just like, whoa, we're not basketball players. Like, we're just regular people.
And the county's taking down all the park, the hoops, so it's just a backboard. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, all the parks in Reno Valley, like they took the hoops off. So it was just really? What do we do now?
Did it all around SLO County too. All the parks around SLO County.
Oh wow!
Basically had the hoops taken down. So just the backboards.
That's dedication.
It's crazy because we just got a brand new courts here at the Napomo Park, like really nice, glass backboards, 2 different courts, and I think a lot of the courts and parks are still like that in Santa Maria.
Right.
So it's crazy how many people are coming from Santa Maria to play at the new courts. And it makes for some good run, good competitive run. And,
people love basketball.
It's crazy, man. It's like 30 people, minimum 30 people there, like almost every evening.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's awesome.
Well, it was crazy though because
it's the proving grounds right now. Serious.
like in the beginning of quarantine. Like, even NBA players weren't able to find places to hoop. Some of them, they're like, I haven't shot a basketball in like 2 months. And you're like,
and that was surprising because, like, you would think a lot of the NBA players would have, like, access to their own courts in their house or, like, somewhere.
I mean, I've always told myself, if I get paid, I'm putting a court in my house. That's literally one of the top, like, 3 things I would put.
Yeah. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't think about is, let's just say NBA is the best compensated sport, basically, all around, I would say on average, obviously baseball has skyrocketing contracts, but that is for the 0.1%, really.
Didn't somebody in baseball just sign a crazy deal?
Yes,
Tatis. $400 million?
Tatis, I think it was 14 years, 341 million. But a lot of people, like I was saying, a lot of people don't know or don't think that a lot of the lower level basketball players, lower to mid, like they got like condos and apartments, especially if they're living in bigger cities. This real estate gets a little expensive when you're in bigger cities.
But okay,
it's harder to get a basketball.
But when you hear some of the big names, and they're like, it's like, bro, you don't have an outdoor hoop,
like Giannis.
You can't go to Big Five.
Like
I'm just saying.
You're right. You're right on that.
I'm just saying, like, get like
they need to go like Black Friday shopping.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
for
half
real.
off. Not that they
don't
need to
go,
but
I'm
just
buy
saying.
one and put one on the street.
I
or
feel
something.
you.
I mean, you're an NBA player. You got to find some way.
A lot
to
of these
right?
streets in the cities, man, they're pretty narrow. There's a lot of cars. There ain't much time to.
Shocking hearing that. They didn't have access.
Totally though, that is. I know John.
Or they don't have some secret hookup to a gym somewhere.
Yeah, come on.
Oh
jeez.
Like, come on.
So let's just get straight to it. Are you a Laker fan?
Die hard.
That's right. It was a rhetorical question.
You know what I mean?
Since I was born, there's a picture of my dad talking to me in the crib, like he's reading me like Lakers magazines, and I got a little Shaq jersey on.
Oh yeah.
So like it was destined to be, and we diehard Lakers fans. So
that's how my wife told me that we were pregnant with my first daughter. She gave me a little baby Kobe jersey, and I opened it up. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like,
oh, that's nice.
No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Lakers all day for sure.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, that's awesome. So man, so you grew up in SoCal. I think you mentioned before the pod or at the beginning, you grew up in Moreno Valley.
Was that where you born?
Yeah,
right the Murder. Shout out to Murder. Kawhi from there. He's probably the biggest name.
Yeah,
I came from Moreno Valley, so we just trying to follow his footsteps.
I'd say the only connection that Aaron and I at least have to Moreno Valley is in this. We were in this really high profile tournament our junior year of high school in Linwood.
Okay.
And it had literally Santa Margarita versus Fairfax in the title game, and it was insane.
Santa Margarita had Clay Thompson.
Ronaldo Sidney for Fairfax,
right.
and Little
Fairfax was
Napomo.
loaded.
Anyway, we partied the night before in our hotel room because we were across from the airport. Partied to say the least. We came. And it's really hard to breathe down there, like
especially if you're from over here.
Air quality has always been a bad
we
thing.
were a little bit hungover, just a little sluggish.
Yeah.
Moreno Valley was really good, and it was Moreno Valley High School.
Yeah,
but
they
beat us
blue and
by
yellow,
50.
right?
They beat us
I
by
remember.
50. So
No,
it wasn't that hard to do. Though.
So I blew my knee out in football that year, and so I had literally just come back. I think that was my second game of the year. And coach puts me up against this dude that I had no business guarding, especially with the blown out. Like, I wasn't fully healed yet, I just wanted to come back and play. I'll never forget, dude hit me with a little two-step and went right by me and slammed it. And I just was like, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day.
What was that stat that you guys told me the other day? Like, that was the only tournament that you blew out 2 teams by 50 and then got blown out by 2 teams by 50?
It was bad.
Wow.
Like, that's impressive.
We played Centennial Compton the first game.
They
ran us. I mean, they literally. Well, we had just got there, and we got off the bus, and I'm not gonna lie, we were intimidated as hell. We got in there. And
they were throwing alley-oops.
I
mean, instead of layups, they were doing dunk layups.
Yeah.
And I was like, we told our buddy who had the best chance of freaking dunking, we're like, hey man, just do a dunk.
Just get one.
Do a dunk. Come on, what are you doing?
And he did it.
And it was
bad, man. It was bad. And I just remember their coach was like, I'll never forget. The coach was one of the hype men at an N1 game. The guy who stands in the middle of the court.
Yeah, with
and
the mic.
I felt like that was their coach. He's talking shit to us on the court.
He's all throw the alley oop. That's the alley oop.
He was great.
It was bad. They beat the hell out of us.
It was definitely for us from a little school, little town. It was definitely a little bit of. I'm not saying I've never been out of this town. I travel and stuff too, but. But
you
for
get
maybe
one dunk in the season.
For 1-1 for high school and stuff, it was definitely a culture shock for us to go down there because it was just the ball was a lot different.
It was
which was awesome.
I would just say chalk it up to being jet lagged.
Jet lag.
That's what it was. That's why we lost that game.
3-hour car ride.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt. That's why we lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up over there in Moreno Valley. Obviously, Coach Smith is your dad. What was it like growing up with him? Because we hear the stories from the players and from Keith. He kind of was able to give us a little bit of an insight. But what was it like being his son?
Oh, it was everything I could have ever asked for. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was little, I always looked up to my pops. Just not even for the basketball, just the type of man he is and how he always provided and made sure he was there for us. I put out a tweet in the summer, just a supportive tweet of my father, because a lot of people growing up, especially my friends in Moreno Valley, didn't have their fathers in their life. So, and he made it to every football practice, every basketball game that he could when he wasn't, traveling with his teams. And it was just having that father figure made me who I am today, and I'm so thankful, so blessed for that. And I don't mean to get deep, but that's just how it was ever since I was a kid. And having him there for my basketball stuff, shooting late at nights in the backyard, being able to work me out in the gyms, that was big for me.
And all in all, just being there.
Being there. A lot of my friends didn't have father figures, and you see the paths they go down and the decisions they make in life, So I understood from a young age that was big, that my pops was with me.
Right.
Well, and not only did you have a father, but you had a good father.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, great.
When we just had the conversation, I had never really heard much about him.
Mm-hmm.
He was just 1 year in.
Yeah.
We were like, all right, let's interview the Cal Poly coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all of us, when we left that interview, we were like,
We were
let's
super
go.
pumped.
We were so stoked he was the coach at Poly.
Right.
and we are so excited still. And just like the kind of man he is, you know what I mean?
You can tell right off the bat, especially just talking to him for an hour, man. You can tell what kind of character he has. And he freaking pumps you up.
Right.
I mean, halfway through the interview, I was just like
ready to go do something.
Yeah,
go make a change.
Let's go.
Make a change.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, I don't even play basketball, but I was ready to suit up and you know.
Yeah. No, he's big. He's big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Okay, so with that being said, everyone has told us all this serious, deep stuff. Tell us something goofy or something funny about John Smith that only you would know.
Oh man, I don't want to put him on the spot. let me really pick.
Okay.
Recently, actually, yesterday, he was singing some R&B and some Kehlani in the shower.
Okay.
You know, that's a little. You know, I was like, whoa.
Heard her from down the hall. Like,
Yeah, like,
That is awesome.
you know what
that,
I'm saying?
Dad?
Because I ain't lived with my father, you know, in some time. So now that being back and you know I'm in his little apartment, I'm hearing things. I'm like, wait
It's a lot
minute.
smaller, right?
Yeah, like come on now. So yeah, singing in the shower, that's a new one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's goofy. You know, my mom, that was his nickname for him. It's just goofy. You know,
Yeah.
my dad always trying to be the little jokester and you know just be goofy at times. So yeah, that's him. For real.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So he told us that your first love was football,
Yeah.
which I mean we can all relate. We love football.
Right.
That's all of our pretty much our main sport. And well, he was baseball, but we love football growing up. So what was it about it, and how come you stopped?
Well, what's crazy is so my first year they put me in little pee wee football. I was probably like 7 or 8, and I was playing against 9 or 10-year-olds. So like I used to be, I wouldn't say scared, but I used to hate going to practice because they would just hit way harder than I could hit them.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
You gotta
as
break
a
'em
young
in.
boy, as a young kid, I was just like, man, I do not want to go to football practice today. I do not want to get beat up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after that first year, I quit.
Okay.
I quit, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I wanted to quit in the middle of the season, but my pops was not having that.
Yeah,
and my mom.
I could see that
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure,
So
yeah.
they was not having that. So I had to stick it out, and then I quit. But then, like, I got bigger, and I started playing with people in my age group. So the next year, well, I took a year off, and then the year back in, I had one of the best years I ever played playing football, and I was only like 9 or 10, like so much fun. But
what position?
They had me all over. I was defensive end, linebacker, running back.
Okay.
And I love defense. And
That
y'all
was
probably,
good.
even watching the games, the basketball games at Cal Poly, I could tell, like, defense is my thing. And that's probably where I got it from.
Yeah.
Just playing defense. But yeah, football was my favorite thing. And I always played basketball. And when I was little, I always felt like I was being forced to play it. But I never wanted to say nothing because, you know, my basketball is in our family.
Your whole family.
Yeah. So I was playing it, but football, I had so much fun, and that for sure was my first love. But I'm here now.
See, you know what's funny is that I was talking to my wife about this. I think it was like either last night or the day before, and she asked me. She was like, "Which one do you like more, football or basketball?"
Yeah.
And I sat down and I thought about it, and I was kind of the opposite. I enjoyed playing basketball more, because it was just more fun. But I was a lot better at football.
Yeah.
I was good at football, but I enjoyed hitting people, but I didn't enjoy getting my. Who's that? Is that you? I didn't enjoy getting my my hand stepped on. You know what I mean? And getting a helmet to the
stingers
shin
in the
or
shoulders
something.
And like you brought up, practice for football is work.
Oh, man.
And especially after you've had a long day at school.
And especially for getting beat up.
And that
too.
was when, like, we were really doing hitting
Yes.
drills.
Oh, dude!
Yeah.
Did you do the one where you
Oklahoma's,
lay down?
Yeah.
all that.
We had 2 weeks of hell week. We called it upon. We're serious about our youth football, even still to this day. But when we were, 20 years ago, 15.
God damn, bro!
I don't want to. Yeah.
No, it is 20 years ago, dude.
Yeah, so
Holy shit!
We also you started when you were 7.
I was
too,
8.
right?
I was 8 years old.
7
Yeah,
in Bantams.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, it's like this town
That
is
just
all
hit me
about
right there.
that.
Right.
20 years.
2 weeks of hell week.
Yeah,
And,
even when I got to high school, my first year of high school, we weren't doing that much hitting. It was more, we're in shorts today, and part of it was the SoCal heat, but But yeah, like we were growing up, man. I used to hate going to football practice, man. Man.
Well, you guys have
hungry.
You guys have the heat down there a lot more too.
What?
Totally.
Man,
Over here, man, it
them
doesn't
summer
really get
practices.
that.
Oh my goodness.
And you're more inland,
too. Like
it's not,
desert, almost desert.
That's a hot. That's a hot heat
hot
down there.
All right. Well, speaking of them, man, Rancho Verde High School is where you went to, right?
Yep,
That's in Moreno Valley.
In
right?
Moreno Valley. Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll get to the basketball part, obviously. Did you play football in high school?
I did. My freshman year, I was on freshman because at the time I was like 5'5", 5'4".
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely like 140 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So we were on the freshman team, but we had one of the best freshman teams ever in Rancho Verde. We went undefeated that year. But yeah, I played my freshman year and then I got hurt. I had a neck injury. And that's when I had to decide, like, okay, what do I want to take more serious? And, you know, my dad was like, look, you're 5'5". You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're going to be able to go out there every Friday night, you know what I'm saying, and get the job done.
The sustainability.
Right. So, yeah, I was like, you know what, you're right. And that's when I just decided to stop playing football and dive deep into basketball and like commit fully, and that's when I finally started loving the game, and you know, the workouts every night, every day, you know, that type of stuff started happening. So
well, it's pretty awesome though to have a dad that, like, if you say, hey, I'm all in, he's like, all right, I got you,
right?
You know, and he knows,
right?
It's not like just your, you know, hey, I played a couple years in high school, and no, your dad's like a Division I coach, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's.
But he also has that discipline to instill on you that if you do choose to go this other way, football or make it any other sport, you're at least going to play that whole year, give it your all, show up to every practice and game. You know what I mean? And yeah, dude, that's
so in high school, you averaged about 20 points a game, 5 assists, all league honors. Like, you sounded like you were a freaking stud, man.
I mean, I wouldn't say a stud. I had some great people come before me. You know, my freshman year, I looked up to Jalen Hall, who was 1 year older than me, and he played varsity all 4 years of high school. And I thought he was, man, I looked up to Jalen Hall like he was, you know,
the
Kobe
second
Bryant.
coming.
Yeah. So, you know, he's coaching now, and now I'm playing. But yeah, I had some great people mold me my high school years, and you know, I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I did a little bit in Rancho. You know, we couldn't win the CIF, but we ran into Stanley Johnson and.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a good name drop right there.
Wait, was Stanley Johnson, was that Syracuse?
No, Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know because UCLA beat them all the time.
Yeah. That's right. You would know that.
I'm a Bruin fan.
So who would you say your biggest rival was over at Rancho Verde? Give us a little insight on that.
So my years, this was when North was still in the league, and John W. North. That's where my dad went to high school, and they're located in Riverside. So yeah, probably North. We had some crazy battles with North. A lot of people that played travel ball with me were from Riverside. We all played on the Tar Heels. It was an IE based travel ball team when we were young, and a lot of them went to North, and a few of us went to Rancho, and you know, it was always a great game whenever we played.
That's cool. So you knew all like the top players from a couple of the schools probably, and how that made it extra fun and competitive. That's for sure.
The atmospheres, though.
Man.
The North and Rancho Verde games were always popping.
I bet.
Because around here, I mean, I've been to like some big, like, you know, inter division games or whatever, and like the stadium's packed, but when we went to some of the games at like Linwood, that tournament, and just seeing, like, I remember our game being loud because people were coming in for the game behind us and being like, this is more hype than any of the games I've ever played in.
Really?
You know what I mean?
And it was wild.
I remember the fans in the stands, and my mom always recounts this memory. It's like, where's Napomo? What's a Napomo? Where's Napomo at? And it's just fun.
Just watching us get routed, you know.
All the
like,
different
what
languages in the
and
stands, too.
them CIF, them playoff games.
Yeah,
those were some of the most popping high school games too. We played Crenshaw. I think it was my junior year, And that was probably the craziest environment.
Was it
I've
at
ever
Crenshaw
been in.
or
At
home?
Crenshaw?
At Crenshaw?
In the playoffs, and if y'all don't know, Crenshaw is like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah. So
I lived in Long Beach for a couple years.
okay, yeah. So
yeah.
so we in Crenshaw, and it's just everybody like on the sidelines. The refs couldn't. The refs were trying to tell everybody to sit down. They wasn't listening to the refs. So like they was talking mess to us the whole game, and it was one of the craziest experiences I've ever been in for sure.
Did you win?
We lost. I think it was on a buzzer beater, I believe.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Sounds like a battle for sure.
Yeah, it was a crazy game.
Did they do anything special for the finals? Because I'm from Tulare originally, so a lot of times the Central section would do finals. I think they would do like girls all Division 1, 2, 3, 4 on Saturday, or on Friday, and then they would do guys Division 1, 2, 3.
Yep, basically like that.
Yeah, they did it at Sound Arena in Fresno.
We did ours. I think recently it's been moved to Long Beach.
Long Beach?
Yeah, Long Beach State.
That's
Yeah,
literally
that's
my
a
favorite
good-
place to go watch a game.
Yeah.
It's
I watched
the
North
pyramids.
Carolina play there.
Yeah.
That one year that they came and played.
Oh, they played.
They played at
Long
Long
Beach
Beach.
State, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I know. Before I got to college, Long Beach would schedule the toughest teams like,
Every year.
Every year.
Well, they had that Casper Ware, James
Yeah,
Ennis.
Mike
that was,
Caffey.
That's when I was there.
Yeah.
Was that time.
Yeah,
and they were good, man.
They were good. Yep. I remember those teams.
It was them and UCSB with Orlando Johnson. Man, those were some games right there.
You speaking of UCSB, man, they're
Oh,
good.
Man, they're loaded
Yeah.
this year.
they're loaded.
And Gunner,
They're
or not
like
Gunner,
19 and
Gage.
2. Yeah.
Gage is playing well too.
Yeah, Gage, yeah.
So
Yeah, Gage is doing
we got to go play them in a couple weeks. Or
Let's go.
after this week. Yep. So could be a good test.
Rock that upset, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
man.
Okay, so as we mentioned before, you come from a family of ballers.
Yep.
So, I mean, we can get into it, but just explain the family tree of, because we were reading it and it was like
it's impressive.
This person's here, this person's here, this
Yeah.
person's here, and it's like
Yeah. I mean, my grandfather obviously played in the NBA, and then my father, you guys know his history, was at UNLV and then left and went to Dominican, and my Uncle Stevie, WNBA coach, and then you get down to us, you know what I'm saying? Me, my sister Kiana, Kylie, Keith, even Tyler, our other cousin, the son of Uncle Stevie. He's 6'8". He was playing basketball a little bit. Yeah, but he was a baseball guy.
okay.
But we, deep. And then my uncles and my dad's cousin, Keith Jones, trainer for the Houston Rockets.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
That's because I remember when we were playing, the Lakers were playing the Rockets, your dad was like, I'm cheering for the Rockets.
Yeah.
Even though, and I was just like, come on, coach.
yeah.
Come on, coach. Like,
Come on, don't kid yourself.
Family
I
ties.
know you got
family
ties, but
Yeah. One of my youngest memories, though, was a Laker game way back my dad took me to, and they were playing the Rockets, and my cousin Keith was the trainer then still. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he got me in the back, and I see Yao Ming, and I'm just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's like 7'6".
yeah, like, and I was a little kid, so I really don't remember, but like that was one of my little memories that I thought. I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I walked next to, he played for Irvine.
oh, Mamadou Njai.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
He was being
That's
recruited.
right.
This is when he was being recruited. I was at a USC UCLA basketball game at Poly, and I walk in, and he's standing like right by the front door.
Yeah.
And me and my dad walk, and I just go,
You just gotta look straight up.
and I was like, I think he's being recruited, Dad.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
And then the next year, I see him playing for Irvine, and then he starts, playing well for them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, I'll never forget. And I think he got listed like 7'1", right, or 7'2".
Yeah, he's way taller than that.
Give
dog.
him
But,
the
like,
old.
but I just remember being like, dude, Yao Ming 7'6",
Right.
like,
Yeah.
damn, bro,
Yeah,
like,
give,
can't even.
give him the old. Hey, how's the weather up there?
Even my last year at Fullerton, we played Taco Fall
Oh,
when he was at UCF.
Yeah. That dude's
And
tall, man.
he is really big. Like, I've never seen
you
somebody
don't got to
that tall.
jump to dunk.
Yeah, but he was more skilled than Mamadou, I think, and that's why he's in the league. But
Well, watching him, especially in that game against Duke, him and the
the Zion game,
It was tough to score.
Yeah,
when they missed the
Yeah.
layup, the little finger roll at the
I
end.
hurt
or
for
the-
them. I wanted them to win
man.
that. Yeah.
He's a Duke
I'm
fan, so he was.
my whole life, my whole life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See,
But
I grew-
that game, it was so hard to score on
Yeah,
Taco, dude.
yeah, yeah.
It was like it was tough. It was tough to watch. UCF was good.
Yeah, they were good that year.
yeah.
They were good that year.
And that was the best I've ever seen him play because that year he had a lot of hype around him because he's that big, tall
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And so they showed him a lot on ESPN, and I kept watching, being like, I mean, he's all right. Like,
It's just hard to play those type of guys that are that tall, and the game now is so fast, so you gotta sub them in and out, and it's hard to get a rhythm like that.
And because I mean, as much as you want, like they're not going to be fast. It's just they're not
that's
fast.
just not what it is.
Yeah.
So your sister Kiana,
Man.
number one
Bro.
team in the country,
Man.
ACC Player of the Week.
Yeah.
She's gotten it, and
Yeah.
we definitely keep up on her because
Got to.
I see your mom's posting,
Oh,
your dad's
yeah,
posting.
mom.
They always tag.
Man, our mom.
It's great. dude.
What?
It's great.
She's the number one reporter in the country.
Hey, Kelly Smith, bro, trust me, I know.
Somebody got to pick her up.
I
ESPN,
know.
holler at her. Somebody.
I know she's got the insight on
Yeah,
that. Dude. It's
yeah.
always so funny. But man, how crazy is it for your sister to be playing
Man.
number one at Louisville, number two in the ACC,
Yeah.
and number three, being a key cog
Yeah.
in the number
Yeah.
one team in
So
the land, the
it's
women's land.
amazing, watching her and how far she's come. She used to not like basketball. Like
That's
she
what your
picked
dad
it up
was saying.
late. Same with my little sister, baby sister Kylie. Both of them didn't like it, and now seeing her, reach every milestone she wanted to reach. I remember walking in to her room back home in Reno Valley, and you'll see like I want to be a McDonald's All-American. Did that. I want to be at a high level D1 program. Did that twice. Cal and now Louisville.
Yeah.
And it's just everybody in our family knows what's next. And that's WNBA.
Hell yeah.
It's coming for sure. So we're super proud of her, and I'm just happy for her success.
She's got what, 2 more years after this?
She got this year and then one more year after.
This year and 1 more
Yeah,
year. Okay,
yeah.
well that's you have the best chance to prove your case playing for the number one team in the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to be
They're
on
on TV.
ESPN all the time.
Yep, every week.
You're going to be playing deep tournament runs, hopefully.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't want to jinx her, but a deep tournament run.
They're definitely talented. All the guards they got over there.
That
Dana,
Van Lith?
Haley Van
Dude,
Lith,
she
yeah.
can shoot.
Yeah, she's
I watched a couple
big-time
games with
freshman.
her. So yeah, they got a squad.
Seems like everything she sends to put her mind to,
Yeah,
it
and
tends to happen.
That's how she's always been. She writes it down. She's gonna go get it. And y'all see what's going on.
So okay, so Kylie,
Yeah.
is she gonna go play college ball?
That's to be determined. She's applied to a lot of colleges. I think she's super smart, very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
she
all
could
you
take
guys
it.
are.
Yeah.
You guys all had great grades in high school, all that,
She's
yeah.
the real deal. You know what I'm saying? And she probably got the best jumper out of all of us.
Really?
Kiana could shoot it really well, but when Kylie gets a rhythm, she could shoot that. But yeah, she's deciding. She doesn't know which one. But we'll see. Either way, she's gonna be fine regardless.
Yeah,
she'll
for
probably
sure.
be the millionaire of the family. Mark my words.
So I got to ask, who's the best basketball player in the
Oh,
family?
me for sure.
There you go.
Come on. And,
Here we go.
yeah, they both know. Me and Kiana, growing up, we used to play a lot. We're
know.
closer in age than me and Kylie are. So coming home from school, me and Kiana will go out in the backyard and play 1-on-1, and she would get really frustrated and throw the ball at me and cry and hit me, but I think it was the best thing for her because
Absolutely.
Look at her now.
yeah, she used to play with boys. She played on the Tar Heels, that travel ball team I was talking about.
Oh, with you guys?
Yeah, she played on the younger team.
Oh, I got you,
with
I
the
got you.
boys. So since a young age, she got after it. So
And so I can kind of, I played basketball, but I have 3 little sisters who were all on varsity. 2 of them were on varsity their freshman year, and then 1 of them was their sophomore year.
Yeah.
I barely made it my junior year. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
I played, but so it's like my little sisters, like if we played a game of 1-on-1, I would dominate them all because
Right.
I'm just bigger than
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's how
But
it
in the
goes.
actual all their career highs and in school, all
Yeah.
that stuff, and that's how I measure.
Yeah.
They blow me out of the
Oh
water,
man,
bro.
Kiana got me beat by a million miles. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You get the McDonald's All American.
I know, right?
You stamped. So
So it's one of those, I'm just like, man, 1-on-1, I will dominate,
Yeah.
but overall body of work, man, they just blow me out of the water. And none of them, they'll just want to chill after high school. They're like,
That's crazy. Yeah.
So, speaking of family, we're going to transition into our power ranking segment.
Oh, yeah.
And
Let's
that
get
is
it.
our top 5 families in sports.
Okay.
so do you want to go first or do you want to go last?
I'll probably go last.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'll go first then.
Go
All
ahead.
right. See what we got.
All right. So number 5, I'm going with hockey. We got the whole family, Brett and Bobby. I mean, I don't know if you know hockey or not. No.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, it's all good.
It's all good, man.
There's only 18 people to have scored 600 goals in the NHL, and this father and son duo are 2 of those 18, and they're just absolute studs.
Yeah.
So as like a family wise, I was gonna go Gretzky, but I mean,
We all know how that
because
one is.
there's like a stat that was like
That's funny.
the
Little meme.
the family with the most points in NHL history,
Right.
and it's like Gretzky and his brother, and it's like Gretzky's got like 2,400, and his brother's got like 10.
Hey, his name in there though.
I know, right?
Yeah, he's in the books,
Yeah,
bro.
he in the books.
So number 4, I'm gonna go the Watt brothers. I mean, when you got 3 of them all in the NFL right now, I mean they're killing
Just
it.
dominating.
Yeah.
And I mean, low key, I kind of hope. Like I know I
Pittsburgh?
heard you're a Steelers fan.
Yeah,
I
I was
kind of
about to
hope.
say that.
I kind of hope JJ goes there just to see
He's all,
like,
go on, go
all 3
on.
brothers playing
Yeah.
for the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't want to see it.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think
I do, but I don't. I'm not a Steeler fan, obviously.
at all.
But I'd be a good story.
Yeah, it'll be a
I
great
mean,
story.
it'd be a great story.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So that's.
Okay, number 3, I'm gonna go the Griffies.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
classic.
So
Got to.
just studs, and then the kid. I mean,
Yeah.
he's amazing.
I don't know much about baseball, but I do know about
You know the
Junior.
Griffies, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
know
know what I
about
mean?
Junior
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
man.
He was cold.
And then for number 2, I had to split it. I couldn't pick. So I got the Berries, like Rick
Berry.
and his
Brent.
sons,
Yeah,
Brent
yeah,
and
yeah.
what's the other one?
Rick, Brent.
The bald one. Which one's the bald
I have
one?
no
Oh,
You know which one I'm talking
like
about.
the one we see the most?
Yeah, the one that we see on TV. Is that Brent Berry?
idea. Brent.
Yeah, that one's Brent, right?
Berry.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I just know that there was those 3, and Rick especially just
Yeah.
being one of the top Warriors players
Yeah,
ever, and still even with the way the Warriors have played and all the history they have now, he's still one of the greats for them.
For sure.
And then I had to go brother sister combo, the Millers,
Oh, yeah,
Cheryl and
Cheryl.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Just because Cheryl Miller,
They grew up
is-
with my uncles and my dad.
I know that, yeah. And Cheryl is the greatest women's player of all time.
All time.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't think anyone comes close to her.
Yeah.
And then Reggie
Yeah.
obviously went to UCLA, and he was just a sniper.
Well, when Cheryl's
You know.
putting
100
135
something.
points in a
What?
game
That's
or whatever. I mean,
Come on now.
crazy.
I heard this story. It was so sad where he's like, Reggie's all,
Oh, yeah.
he was like a freshman, and he's like, Dad gets in the car. He's like, Dad, I put up 60 tonight. He's like, I killed it, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, your sister put up 100. And he's just like,
No,
hey.
his sister's in like the back seat. And she's like
Yeah,
kind of
just
smirking or
laughing.
something. This is 30 for 30. She's like, you put up 125.
it's like,
subtle.
damn.
I can
bro.
see Reggie just that little annoying that little brother. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's funny.
And then number 1 is the Manning family. I mean, you got Archie as the dad, who was just a stud, probably one of the great, other than Breeze, the greatest quarterback in Saints history.
Yeah.
And then
And then
Peyton and Eli.
Peyton, Eli,
And then Arch coming up.
well, and their brother Arch too was a good. He played wide receiver at Ole Miss until he like hurt his neck and he couldn't play anymore, and he was good.
Yeah, I heard they
And-
got a young one coming.
Yeah,
I
and
think
they
he's
got a-
like the top what 5
school.
quarterback in
Something
the.
like- and he's like a
the
sophomore or
300.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So just the every level they're just killing it, And it's not like they're just like good.
Yeah.
Like Eli won 2 Super Bowls. Peyton
Yeah.
won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
They're not just average quarterbacks.
And they were both
you know?
legends in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
On the college game. You know
Number
what I
1
mean?
picks.
Number 1 pick. Eli was number 1 pick. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eli was
Yeah.
number 1 pick. Chargers. Yeah, okay. That whole gig. Is that's your list
That's
right
it.
there? Okay.
That's it.
All right, I'll go next. Honorable mention: Williams sisters. Say no more.
Dang.
They're
Yeah.
they
Dominant.
they broke the
Yeah.
barriers in
Yeah,
women's tennis.
for sure.
They they're role models to little girls all over the world.
Since Serena's just
Shout out them.
just
Serena.
an absolute
Yeah.
Beast.
monster.
Yeah,
Man,
they're gonna
I-
continue to do that past
Oh my
way
God.
past tennis.
Yeah.
Before that's number 5, the holes. What you said,
Oh, the Holes.
Bobby,
The Holes,
Brett,
yeah, got you.
hockey family royalty.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Number 4, the Earnhardts, Dale
you
Jr.
go.
and even Dale's dad. I mean, stock car racing is all about the Earnhardts, and he's God to people.
He is.
I don't watch NASCAR like that,
Yeah, I don't
but
know
that is just the first family, basically.
I mean, he
Them and the
passed
Petties.
away a while ago, and you still see.
Oh yeah,
Earnhardt
2001.
stickers.
Yeah,
You still see Earnhardt stickers
Crazy.
on all kinds of stuff. You know.
Now this one's a wrestling family. I forgot how to pronounce it. It's the Anoa family. It's the Rocks family.
And a Noai?
It's the Rocks family and a Noah
Yeah.
family. I mean, it's their family tree is just
Insane.
15 to 20 different legends. It's just crazy. Number 2 is the Mannings for me. And I know I'm leaving a lot of people off this list. A lot of families that are all deserving. It's my list. And then
They're gonna
number
come for
1,
you.
the Gracies. The Royce Gracie, Rickson Gracie. That's UFC.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I just started like getting into UFC and watching.
Yeah,
it.
it's great.
It's fun.
No
Fun watching.
family defines one sport other than more than the Gracies.
They have like an entire style of jiu-jitsu named after them, like the Gracie style.
They were there from the beginning. Man.
Yeah.
Helio, Carlos, Royce, Rory, and Rickson, and they have people coming up in the ranks, and a lot of them are a lot of trainers and stuff.
Yep.
So it's just, they're it's hard to beat that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, R2. I agree.
That's good. So I'll start, and I just to clarify, I have the Mannings on my list too, but I just had an idea, and I'm going to change it up. So I'm going to go 5, and I'm going to go with somebody local, somebody that we will actually have on the podcast. Toa, the Puas, like their whole family. I mean, they have generations worth of family here locally. Have played college ball. Sandy that just passed away. Coached at Hancock, right?
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
So
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
that family is a legendary family around here, and to see the Napomo community pull together, like they've had like food drives and different stuff for the family.
That's awesome.
That's just phenomenal, and that's a great family. Just athletically
like that.
and just characterly, like they're characterly. Wow, it's not even a word. But
Just-
like,
just
just they're
character.
good people. You know,
You grew up in Tulare, bro. We don't expect you.
my grammar's all messed
Dude,
up.
I can't wait for that Toa Tao interview coming
Yeah,
up
that's
in
gonna
a
be a
couple
good
weeks.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that in a couple weeks, man. It's a good local interview right there for sure.
So that would be my number 5. My number 4, I went the Alus. So Felipe,
Moises.
Maddie, Jesus, and they were the first outfield consisted of like brothers. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Moises Alou obviously played for the Giants. 2-time Silver Slugger, I think 6-time All-Star. Just awesome baseball player. Number 3, Robin and Brooke Lopez, solely for the fact that they're from my kind of area.
Neck of the
Went
woods.
from San Joaquin Memorial. I actually watched them play in high school, which was pretty cool. They actually played my high school, I think it was my sophomore year. So it was kind of cool seeing we had Robin and Brooke Lopez as played for San Joaquin Memorial, and then we had Virgil Green, Bryce Harris, 2 future NFL players play against them. So that was actually a really, really good matchup.
Dude, how about Robin Lopez just like going crazy now?
Yeah, I
like
know.
the dude's like fighting someone every year.
Wow.
Like,
I feel like he's
short
been
fuse.
like that
I mean,
forever.
but it's been like 3 or 4 years though. I feel like he's really like his hair really. Got
I think it's the
wild,
hair. That's
you
what it
know?
is.
Oh yeah,
It's
well,
like-
he just looks batshit crazy.
He does, bro.
All the eyes with the
He
stringy
does.
hair. Oh, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the Lopez brothers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where'd they go to college again?
Stanford.
Stanford, yeah.
That's right. I always say Sam. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Where was I? That was 3. Number 2, the McMahons. So for WWE, they have Vince McMahon Sr., Vince McMahon Jr., who runs the company, Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon. They run WWE, and that's not necessarily sports, but it's sports entertainment. And it's probably one of the biggest money makers in all of the world. Why are you smiling when I say
They
that?
definitely deserve a spot somewhere on there, dude. They're
You're such a hater.
I didn't.
I used to watch WWE all the time, growing
love
up.
the Attitude Era.
All up in there.
Epic. And my number 1, being a true Blue Giants fan, I got to go the Bonds family and the Mays family. Bobby Bonds, Barry Bonds, and then
Mays.
Willie Mays. What?
It's an asterisk.
Yeah, whatever.
It's true.
So you guys are hating, man.
Well, just on Barry. Just on Barry.
Just on Barry, bro. It's all
Willie
good.
and Bobby, they're
Yeah, you know
they'd
that's
have to do that.
That's one of the greatest baseball families in all of history. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's my list.
All right, Jamal.
My turn. Okay, I thought we were doing basketball families.
You can do
whatever.
basketball, bro.
Whatever your heart and
We,
mind.
we literally like when every one of us do kind of a different
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
So that works.
Okay, all right. Number 5, I got the Antetokounmpo family.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah. Shout out Giannis and I can't even say that.
Theonis,
and
Theonis. I don't know.
I'm
You got to
sorry.
learn that playing overseas, bro.
Kratos.
You're not sell that kind of stuff.
Kratos.
Is it Kratos?
That's God of War. That's
Yeah.
God of War.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, who's next? Okay, that was 5. 4 is the Holiday family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Especially
Drew.
they're LA too.
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
good list so far.
I played the younger brother,
Aaron?
Aaron in high school. We played against each other at a tournament.
He's so fast.
Yeah, he's
God,
good.
man. Watch him at UCLA, man.
And at
Just
UCLA too. Yeah. Yeah, and that UCLA team was really good. I liked watching them. Was Zoe on that team?
I think
Or was
that was
after?
that was Aaron Holiday's like junior year, I believe.
Yeah.
And then he left after that because
Oh, okay.
he played the 1 year with him,
Right.
and that was like
Yeah.
they were really good. TJ Leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good squad.
That team was crazy. Okay, I'm on 3.
Yes.
3, I was gonna say the Currys, but they might be 2. They might be 2.
Okay.
Cause Dale, Steph, and Seth, you know,
Especially the way Steph has been playing.
Yeah. I think they're 2. So 3. Ooh, 3. I don't know. I think
No pressure.
no pressure, right?
No pressure.
I think 3. I'll give it to. Do I want to put the Griffins? Cause Blake holding it down for the other brother.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's like that's like
That's
the
right. They were
Gretzky.
both on Oklahoma.
Yeah, both.
Did
Did
he
that
went
other
to the
brother
NBA?
ever even make it to the league?
Yeah, he got drafted
That's
right
right.
after in the middle of the
Do you
first
remember
round.
his name?
Really?
I think nah.
Nah, I don't
Exactly.
I promise you, I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, so 3, I'll give it to the Griffins. And
Okay.
then 2, obviously the Currys. And then number 1, obviously, man, the Smith family.
That's right.
There you go. There you
You know
go.
what
I
I'm
like
saying?
it.
Not even my intermediate family, just everybody.
Everybody.
The whole family lineage.
Yeah, that's done something
What do they
with,
call
with
it?
the basketball.
The sphere of influence or the cone of
Yeah.
influence. that you
We
guys
weren't
have.
just saying it when you said your family is impressively
Oh,
intertwined
yeah.
in the game of basketball.
Man.
We weren't just saying that, but
Yeah, we got
it
ties.
really is,
We got
man.
ties,
It's
for real.
crazy.
It's
Every
dope.
level.
It's
You know.
dope.
That was good. That was a good segment.
Yeah, I like that, man.
All
Well,
right.
cool.
So, transitioning from that, we are going into kind of your college life.
Let's
So, leaving Moreno Valley,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess, what was it?
Rancho Verde.
Rancho Verde.
Yep.
Leaving Rancho Verde, you went to Fullerton with
Yeah.
your pops.
Yeah.
So, what was that like? What was it?
You know, at first I wasn't gonna go. Every majority of people know I had to walk on there. I wasn't gonna go because I didn't want to hand out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna, like, young me coming out of high school, I was mad, that nobody took a chance on me. So I was gonna go JC.
Okay.
And do the JC route and try to make a name for myself that way. But I ended up, my father said this was the best. This is where you want to end up anyway, Division I school. So why not just come and
Put in the work.
Yeah. So, that's what I did. And I sat out. I redshirted my freshman year. I wasn't ready. I was still 155 pounds coming out of high school. So that year I sat out. I put on about 20 pounds, 20 pounds of muscle. And, I worked, hard that first year and I still wasn't ready after that. Those next 2 years I was barely playing. We had some good, talented guards at Fullerton those early years.
Yeah.
And, I was not seeing the floor. And that was hard. But what helped was having my pops there. That was the biggest thing.
Someone to talk you through it.
Yeah, and keep my head straight. You know what I'm saying? Like I was dealing with a lot of stuff, and I was always able to run to my pops and for advice, and even when I wasn't, when I was in the wrong, he would tell me, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is what you have to do to get to where you want to go, and the later years of my career at Fullerton, you know, it really paid off. You know, my redshirt junior year, no, my redshirt sophomore year actually. That was the year we won it all.
Yeah.
And you know, I played a big part in that championship run. And
We said you had 18 starts that year.
Yeah.
So-
your sophomore year, right? Was your sophomore year going where you won the big
redshirt.
Gotcha. Where you won the Big
year.
West and then went into the tournament.
And went to
Okay,
the tournament.
gotcha.
Yeah, me and Austin split starts that year, and that's just how deep we were. You know what I'm saying? Like Austin is great point guard. He's playing overseas right now too. So, you know, that team was loaded. And, got the job done, and that was an experience I wish everybody could experience. You know what I'm saying? Winning the championship.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
You know, I just remember the final buzzer going off, and I was just started jumping for joy, and like you see the fans rush in, and it gives me chills every time.
and they have that. They hold the Big West tournament. It's the Honda Center
Honda
still.
Center,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Honda Center.
Yeah.
This year's in Vegas actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Thomas and Mack?
T-Mobile.
I'd imagine. Oh, maybe
yeah,
T-Mobile.
somewhere. But it's in Vegas this year. But yeah. So Fullerton was great. You know what I'm saying? I came into my own those last 2 years, and you know.
So what is the NCAA tournament experience like though?
Yeah,
Because
man.
I know you guys had to play a powerhouse.
Yeah, we
Purdue?
played Purdue.
Yeah.
We played Purdue.
Purdue, that's what
With
it was.
Carson
I know we-
Edwards and Hodge.
It was funny. You were like, I was like, okay, we were reading kind of some of your bullet point stats. We're like, okay, remember they won the Big West tournament,
Yeah.
and then they went into the NCAA tournament. We're like, who they played? And you were like, oh, like Iowa or something. I was
Yeah.
like, I think it was something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, nah, it was Purdue. I
Purdue.
remember it was Purdue.
Yeah.
And he was all same thing. I was like, kinda,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Like Vanderbilt, Purdue. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like
I
they're
can
all
see how
lumped in
it
the
know?
same.
Yeah.
Same color scheme
Yeah,
too.
right,
by
right,
the
for sure.
way, yeah. And
But
UCF,
nah,
that's the same color.
March Madness, that was amazing. So I think 2 days after we won the championship, we had the selection show.
Yeah.
And we went to a restaurant. We got it rented out.
Ooh, that's so dope.
Yeah.
So, did you get to watch yourself on like
Yeah.
ESPN,
Yeah.
the selection? When
Hell
you,
yeah.
Oh well, actually, I don't think there was a film crew there. We weren't that big.
Were you a
know, we
15?
We were.
Was it
We were
15
15.
too?
We were
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a sweet spot for an upset, though.
Right, and that's what going into it. We were talking about that. You know, I got interviewed in Detroit when we landed there and talking about, you know, this is the upset spot, blah blah blah. But anyway, yeah, 2 days after we win, selection show, and we see our name flash and the boosters and everybody's there, you know, going crazy.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
All the food you can imagine. We were getting treated like, you know what I'm
Royalty.
saying? Yeah,
Hell,
so-
as you should be.
yeah,
The champs.
and I'm not even gonna say that. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I'm sorry.
Ooh, we
But-
want the dirt.
I know.
But we get it. Nah,
That's
That's cool. That's cool.
So yeah, we figure out where we're going.
Where'd you guys play again?
We played in Detroit.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
Ford Field or
Little Caesars Arena.
The new one.
Yeah, new. It was nice.
It's the new,
It was
the new
nice.
Joe.
Yeah.
The new,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. So we figure out where we're
Downtown.
going, and
It was brand new that year, I think. Too.
yeah,
Sorry,
probably.
my bad.
No, it was good. It's good. We get the charter plane.
Ooh.
Yeah, like to ourselves.
Like really.
Yeah, like so. You know, that was amazing. And then
The boosters.
as soon as we land, we get police escorted everywhere. We get to the hotel, it's media lined up to see us come in, and I'm just like, wow, like this is everything I dreamed of, you know, watching college basketball since I was a kid. And like it just got me thinking, like, this is how like all the Power 5 schools get treated everywhere they go.
This is a normal Tuesday for
yeah,
Duke.
it's normal for them.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking this is like the top thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a great experience. You know, walking out of the buses and media's there, flashing pictures, wanted to talk, all that stuff. Yeah.
Dude, that's man.
Man.
I'm
Yeah, like-
totally envious. That sounds like the whole experience, man.
Yeah.
From the boosters treating you from royalty with the selection show, even the
Right.
selection show.
Yeah.
That's so awesome,
Yeah.
man.
So
Cool.
tell me about the conference championship though, because I know that's really like probably the big moment that sticks out. Like that's the
That-
crowning achievement.
Like I
you
get
know.
chills every time. Every time somebody brings it up, I get chills. You know, it's
Who'd you guys play? Who'd you beat?
okay. Who did we play? I think we played.
To Irvine?
Well, in the championship, yeah.
There's Irvine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
Irvine
played.
was. I think Irvine was pretty freaking good that year. Yeah.
Yeah, Max Hazard, Evan Leonard.
Yeah.
Colin Webb was there. Tommy Rutherford. So yeah, we played them, and then we were just locked in. You know what I'm saying? Locked in on a whole different level. Because the previous 2 games were comeback wins for us. You know, we were down in both games. So, we wanted to just make a statement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Irvine usually got the best of us in the regular season. You know, they were winning it, year after year in the regular season. So we came out hungry and just ready to go. And from the jump, we knew it was our game. So
Was it close? I don't remember the score.
Yeah, it was close in the first half, and then second half we started pulling away. Kyle and Khalil were hitting big time shots. We were getting stops defensively, and we won by I think 10 or more.
Okay.
Double digits.
That's always nice. The last minute you can relax. You don't have to. You can enjoy.
We got
soak
subbed out of the game, and
There
you
you
just
go.
hear the crowd going crazy, and it's everything you ever wanted.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
But
I mean,
I would say like the conference tournament is probably the hardest part of the year. You know what I'm saying? Once you get there, you got to be locked in on a whole
'Cause it's
different
a game every day, right?
Game back to back, and your body, it challenges you. You know what I'm saying?
this is it for the smaller conferences.
yeah,
man. They
this
only
is
get
your
one
last shot.
automatic.
Your last shot, so.
There's no at large.
Yeah.
And I know, speaking of that conference tournament and Cal Poly,
Mm-hmm.
man, the little run that Cal Poly put, I think it was a year or two, couple years before you, man, where they were like 500 going into the, they were a low seed in the Big West tournament.
Yeah.
They ran the table. They got into the playoff game against, I think it was Texas State or something.
Texas
Southern. Because they had one good guy on that team, too.
Eric Murray.
Yeah, that's
That
what it
dude
was.
was a stud, yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember them beating them. And then they lost to, I think they played Wichita.
They played Wichita, number 1 seed,
Yeah.
undefeated
Yeah.
Wichita.
Yeah.
Cal Poly
Wichita,
played
that
Wichita.
was crazy.
Rolled.
Yeah, that was tough.
In the first quarter,
that was awesome.
You're like, oh, we got a shot, and then at halftime, you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
That's how it was with us against Purdue.
Yeah.
It was a close.
I remember it was
I think
not
it was like
bad.
6-point game at half, 6 or 8 point game at half, and we're going into it like this is right where we want to be. You know what I'm saying? And then they came out, and I don't think they missed a shot in the second
Carson
half.
Edwards is dirty.
Carson was a different.
I mean,
was a
watching him in
different
that
beast.
NCAA tournament game, was it Virginia he played? When it was. They lost to Virginia, but I want to say he put up like 40.
40, yeah.
Like, and it was like hard, tough shot 40.
All right.
And
He worked for it.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy about the league, though, is like as talented as Carson Edwards is, and he's
he's like the 15th dude for the
right,
Celtics.
right, and that's what's ridiculous. Is like,
And you think about the Celtics, they don't really have. I mean, they have Kemba, but like other than
Right.
that, do they have any other great?
I mean, Peyton Pritchard, they just drafted. He's been getting some solid minutes for
They
them.
got rid of Rozier.
Yeah,
Yeah, Because I mean,
Marcus
I consider. Well, I guess all Smart. I forgot about
Marcus
Smart.
Smart.
I forgot about Smart.
He's that guy. So, but yeah.
Okay, so you went from Fullerton,
Yep.
and then you ended up at Poly.
Cal Poly slow.
Cal Poly.
So what's crazy is my dad found out he was getting a job when he was out watching my sister play in the NCAA tournament when she was at Cal. And yeah, I think so. Or she was watching my sister play somewhere. And he finds out and he calls me. I'm in class in Fullerton. And I'm like, he knows I'm in class. You know what I'm saying? So
What you calling me for?
You knew it was
right.
serious.
I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me step out. You know what I'm saying? And he calls me and he's just like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the hallways just like, let's go. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, biggest smile on my face because, this is what he's been working for the longest. He was a head coach for 20-some odd years before.
Very
he was at
successful
Riverside.
head
Very
coach,
successful head coach. So, yeah, and then, those years at Fullerton, and, he was just waiting, and he finally got the job, and he calls me, and I was just, so happy. And then that press conference that was held in SLO, we all went to, and, that was just seeing my dad, like, you could just tell he was, like, so happy,
It's the culmination of like a dream, man.
Yeah,
Like that's
being
that's
a
his
Division I
profession,
head
man.
coach, you know what I'm saying? So and I knew right when he got the job, I knew what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I could have stayed at Fullerton, but
It's dad.
come on.
It's his,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
could go
Yeah.
play for him for a
Right.
year.
It's the pops, and let's admit it. not a bad landing spot.
Oh man,
San Luis Obispo, man.
And your cousin.
Yeah, and Keith was here.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, it had to be done. And I oh sorry,
You're good.
You know, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. You know, we had a lot of fun last year.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So what was kind of the biggest change for you going from Fullerton to San Luis Obispo? I know it's definitely a different area,
right.
slower pace.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the big things. And in Fullerton, it was more like, you get more like city vibes in Fullerton.
Absolutely.
And it was a commuter school, so. Yeah. You get out of class and everybody's going. Like
nobody
you don't see nobody
lives in Fullerton.
Yeah. So, and coming here, you walk around, you see everybody.
Yeah.
The community is so close, and they showed so much support for us, and that was one of the big things. Even after we won the championship at Fullerton, we were expecting they
some kind of parade.
The next season, we thought the games were gonna be packed, and we just brought a championship, and it was kind of the same thing. So but here in Slow, you felt that the Mont Magic, you felt the energy in Slow every time you played, and that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, that's true about Fullerton because my dad's alma mater, and so I've gotten to. It's a baseball school anyway.
Oh yeah,
but I've gotten to tour the school a couple times and everything, and it's just you walk around, it's just straight up business,
Yeah.
Either party aspect or
exactly. I didn't want to say it, but
we say everything on this, but it's crazy. It's definitely a lot different. More spirited over here for sure.
Yeah, I love that about Slow, and that's what my dad likes about Slow. Just the community and everything. It makes it easier to come into work.
I think my dog just shit his pants, man. It smells so bad. Dude. He just farted and it smells so bad. Right
That's our podcast mascot, Duke, over there.
Oh,
Duke.
my God.
Shout out
And
Duke,
he
man.
lays dookies.
Oh, man. There was one episode.
The worst.
We were getting down towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh no,
And
dude.
we're talking. Did you watch the movie Safety?
No,
With
I
it.
didn't.
So it's Disney just put it out. It's this guy named Ray McRathbey, and we're having him on and we're talking, and I'm sitting here at the end. I'm like, God, it smells like shit in here, man. And we get done, and he literally took a shit right next to Joe.
Yeah.
And
I was like,
it was bad.
Hold on,
Taste it, bro.
I looked and I saw him squat and I'm like, oh no, I can't watch him do that. I'm gonna lose my shit.
I just had to
literally.
check
First
right
of all,
now.
it's starting to linger right now.
Yeah, it is, dude. I'm telling you. I caught it first, and that's why I kind of was looking back.
I know. I had a feeling what you were talking about.
Oh, my
Open
God.
a door. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So where were we?
So Fullerton. My last night in Long Beach, I was over and I went to the Fullerton bars.
Yeah.
Pretty good bar scene over there, I will say though.
Yeah, I was young.
Oh,
so
that's
I
right.
wasn't really
That's
out and about
Forgot
downtown.
about that.
Yeah, so I really didn't know. I didn't turn 21 until my last year.
Okay.
So
What year were you born again?
97. Yeah, but my parents put me in school early when I was 4. So that was always a
The young
thing.
one.
I was the young one
Aaron,
hanging out with the old dudes, stuff like
We're
that.
getting old. We're all 90. We're born in
Right.
1991.
91.
Yeah.
So it's
Hey man, y'all.
No, when you said 20 years ago, and I was like,
Yeah.
shut up, dude.
No.
And I thought about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it's 21 years ago now. Oh shit.
Man,
I know.
I'm trying to stay young.
Yeah, that one hit me real hard. Okay, so obviously you played over at with your dad at Poly.
Yep.
And your cousin and all that.
Yeah.
So right after you graduated, well, I guess right after you got done with COVID, it kind of cut everything short.
Yeah.
Did you know right away you wanted to go play overseas, or was
Yeah.
it kind of?
Yeah, that's always been my dream. Is to play overseas.
Okay.
A lot of kids their dream is the NBA. And my mom, growing, I blame it on my mom. She's a big time realist. She would always keep it real with us. You know what I'm saying? And she always wanted us to have a backup plan in case
Sports
reaching. Yeah, not
Well,
everybody.
especially if you're going for sports,
Yeah.
that's a big reach.
Yeah.
You know?
Not everybody is gonna make it to the NBA, and I realized that from a young age, and that never stopped my work ethic. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I always worked like I was gonna be in the NBA, but that's not the everybody's path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my dream as a young kid was I want to play overseas. Travel the world.
Hell yeah.
And play basketball in another country. So I knew from the get go, as soon as my college years was done, I'm making sure I'm going overseas. You know what I'm saying? And
So You certainly did, man. You went to Cilicia, right?
Yeah,
Cilicia in Armenia.
Yeah, I signed to Vahagni City in Armenia in the top league out there, and that it was a learning experience.
Man.
Just because of the business side and you learn that from the jump. It's a business to them. They're trying to and I get over there and the vets go down with COVID, so I'm forced to play early. You know what I'm saying, and I do well.
No, I coach put up a couple of your stats, and I'm like, damn, he's killing it over there.
Yeah. I do well, and so I'm thinking, this is it. You know what I'm saying? We're the best team in the league, and I'm starting, and I'm the starting point guard. But the vets come back, and real fast, you start to see the politics and the business side of things, and don't want to go into too much detail, but I was basically just benched. As soon as they get back, benched. Not playing, I had a couple DNPs, and I'm just sitting there like,
that's rough.
Yeah, I did good. I was hooping.
Felt like you earned it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's, as a rookie, you're gonna go through that, and that's not something that coming out of college, I was thinking that was in the forefront of that wasn't in the forefront of my mind. So I asked for my release halfway through the season. And, I got released, and there was like about almost 2 weeks of where I just didn't know what was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
And, my agent was able to find me a deal with another team in the league, Kalikia. I thought it was Cilicia too.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's the way they pronounce it out there is Kalikia.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. It got a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
Sounds like Mystic.
Yeah, I signed to Kalikia, and I get to start playing again, like back to playing 30, 35 minutes a game, and I got the triple double that everybody was talking about. I had a few 20-point games, and but unfortunately my team missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here early, back home early now.
So you were on the top team at Vahagni City.
Vahagni
City.
Yep.
Hey, that's a pretty damn good guess for the first.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
And then Caligula, where were they? When you got to the team, were they a little bit lower in the standings? Obviously, they were
last place.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
that's good though. But that's
right.
That's
I was able to get
time.
more film. Play and just play freely. After I got my release, I was trying to get to the second or fourth place team in the league, but I don't think they wanted to send me there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
I feel
didn't.
you.
So they had to approve where you
Yeah.
went.
You know what? That's
okay.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to send you to our biggest competition.
Well, I figured you asked your release. I figured it was like, I'm gone. I can go.
No,
so they still have to prove.
Yeah. So
okay, for sure.
They were making it really, really hard for these teams to get me, I believe. So that's how I ended up, on Kalikia, and that was great. I loved it at Kalikia. My coach, my teammates, they were great for me. They were more young. They were younger. My team, the American teammates that I had on Vahagni, my American teammates were 30, 29, 27, 28. So there was it was a gap, and I really felt that was the hardest part. Being on Vahagni was I felt like alone, like a loner in a new country, and not college people. College players don't understand like that part because I didn't know what I was getting into. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was telling me that the mental aspect of going overseas and being by yourself, like that's what's gonna test you more than
what was the language
the
barrier
basketball.
like?
They spoke Armenian. They had their own language and Russian. That was their.
So like you have no.
Yeah, I mean some.
Do you have a little book?
Nah. I learned how to I learned how to say a few things just to get by.
All the curse words, huh?
I learned how to talk to people in the taxi, how to say left, right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got
you. Hi, how are you?
Can you say a couple of them for our viewers?
Yeah. So hi is Badev, and I think the more formal version is Badevzes,
Badevzes?
Yeah, if you're trying to talk to somebody older than you. And then Vonces is how are you? Yeah, that's
You said left and right. Give us left and right.
Oh man, I forgot.
He's awesome.
I don't blame
Och is left or something. Oh, man, I don't know. But I was trying my hardest. But yeah, the language barrier is definitely the hardest thing. One of the hardest things out there. It's just you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out.
Because I mean, Armenia, that's not like it was
12-hour time difference.
Oh, I bet that's rough too.
Yeah, it was deep.
So some of the biggest differences playing, than playing the NCAA,
right,
to playing professional across the league, and is what they say is you're playing with full-grown like adults, right? And there's a big difference playing with against dudes with man frames, as opposed to no matter how talented they are here in the States, they're still kids in a lot of maturity wise and physically wise. So do you think that was the style of play? Since you got to play in D1 and NCAA, what would you say was the biggest difference?
Obviously, playing against more polished professional players was a difference. You'll see guys just come in and like I had a teammate on Vahagny, Albert, one of the best shooters I've ever. He could come in and put on one shoe and practice with one shoe on and knock down every shot. He could make shots with his left hand like Kobe. Like, it was crazy. And, just seeing that is like, wow, like, you don't see that every day in college practice.
Because they don't got to go to school.
Right.
They can
it's literally
spend all day just balling.
So that and the spacing in professional is
the court's wider, right?
Yeah. It's just everybody's like space. You can get downhill easier. I would say easier. Just because there's so much space. But yeah, those were the two big differences. Is just playing against more polished, physical.
Yeah.
Did you know anybody, or do you know anybody that's in that league right now with you?
Prior to going out there, I didn't know anybody.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you're just taking a leap of faith. And
wow.
Yeah. I mean,
that's awesome though.
Like, it was. I learned. I grew so much as a person and a player.
You have to.
Yeah. Just being out there for the 5-6 months I was there. You know what I'm saying? I grew so much mentally. Yeah.
So you were there for 5-6 months.
Yeah.
And now you're back here. What's kind of your plan? Like, do you want to go back overseas? And if the opportunity arises?
So. After Kalikia, after our last game, a couple people approached me about, I could come back, and playing in Armenia. They wanted me to come back. And so that's obviously an option for me. But I want to try to get to a bigger league, and just a better, country, a better, more developed.
So did you just leave that up to your agent?
Yeah, to my agent. I got to talk to my agent and see, because the market right now with COVID is crazy. It's tough to get a job overseas. A lot of teams didn't have seasons, and the money over there is
regulations.
Yeah. So it's a lot of factors that go into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. But at least I have Armenia in as a safety. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely do. I want to continue playing, and I want to try to get somewhere.
Get something in Europe.
Definitely
or like
put yourself out there.
more in Western Europe.
More in Western Europe.
More Western.
Yeah, definitely put yourself out there again, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Go out of your comfort zone. I mean,
Right.
obviously, if you went back to Armenia, you'd still be out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
but if
but
you
I
go a little
I
bit
would know.
west.
I would know what to expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I'm not done playing, and I think my best years are ahead of me. I felt really good.
Well,
in
how old are you?
Armenia. I'm only 23.
Yeah, 23 years old. I mean, you still haven't even reached your prime yet.
Yeah.
Just keep working. Keep
Yeah.
drilling.
Yeah, I know. My dad wants me to come back and help.
Well, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about coaching?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do after I hang it up. But my dad always tells me like, I won't be the best coach I could be until I get playing out of my system, because I'm always gonna be on the sidelines wishing I was out
There's
there.
always gonna be something there.
Yeah. So he's been telling me since I left. You know what I'm saying, that he wants me back. He wants me to come on and help the team, and that's what I'm doing now here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said it's selfish of him, obviously, but he wants me to finish playing and however long that takes.
So speaking of you helping this team, we had them all on. We did an interview with the whole team.
Yeah.
I mean, we left it feeling very confident. You know, it's been a rough year, COVID year. It's just been they've had games canceled. They've been up and down.
Yeah.
It's hard to get any kind of consistency.
Yeah, but watching them, you see guys like Brantley and Cameron who are just they're dogs, man.
Tough, young.
Like I'm excited to watch them. Kobe,
Kobe
has had a
too.
big year. Colby, we call him Colby Ice.
Yeah,
you know that's our guy right there. You know, it's just I'm excited to watch this team.
Right.
And so, from your point of view, obviously you're with them, you're working with them. What's your take on them?
I think so. This is what I told my dad was this year is really tough for young teams, and you see it across all levels of Division One. You know what I'm saying? You see Kentucky struggling, you know, Duke, North Carolina, and they're struggling because they got they have one and done's lead. They got to bring in new people every year.
Duke had that kid quit in the middle of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you see a lot of young teams across the nation just struggling with the COVID because of this COVID year. And you see this, I think it's the same thing, you know, that's happening here at Cal Poly is, you know, we're so young and learning how to, you know, learning the system with only, you know, a month of preseason, less than a month probably, you know, it's tough, you know. And then obviously they're playing back-to-back days, something I never did. I can't even, you know, I don't even know what that feels like other than the tournament. But, you know, it's a lot on their plate. And I just think, you know, give these young guys, give my dad a full off season, a full regular year with this group of guys, and watch what happens.
Because you can really see it with them, and
they got all the pieces.
They're struggling at the things that it takes longer to form. Like their scoring, like their shooting, the cohesiveness on their offense. Yeah, they could get down, run the court. You know, that's the physical part.
Yeah.
You know, get your legs down and defensive slide and just put out effort.
Right.
But you know, getting that repetition and those shots in, you know, however many it may
just
be,
getting the experience in general, especially in this conference. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got teams like Santa Barbara and Irvine and Riverside who are veteran teams who know their system, who know how to play with each other, you know what I'm saying? And they're the most successful, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why you see Gonzaga's the best team in the country.
Right. Veteran teams, you know what I'm saying?
So
year in and year out, it's their development.
Yeah.
I think I would say as good as the juniors and seniors, and you know, with the addition of Riley and like the upperclassmen, I think are good. But I think what to watch for is the next few years to watch this group of freshmen.
Ollie too, man.
Ollie
has been
came into his own this year,
killing it. Man.
We gotta get him to defend a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? but man, shout out my guy Ollie. You know, he told me before the year started. You know, after I left that. You know, he was gonna be a different monster offensively, and he is.
Yeah,
you know
you can see it.
So, and he's playing with ultimate confidence, and that's all you can ask for right now.
Is Ollie a senior? Was he?
I think
he's a sophomore.
Perfect, man.
And he gets this year back.
So you said he has that raw talent.
Oh,
that
that's
just keeps
right.
developing.
This year doesn't even count.
It doesn't. So yeah, just watch where this program goes.
Damn. So Cam, all those guys can play 4 years still.
Yeah, they get it all.
I didn't
back.
even think about it that way.
Plus,
it's a playing red shirt.
Yeah.
Plus, your pops is just going to keep getting more and more of his recruiting classes in.
Yeah.
People that fit
Wait,
his system.
So thinking of that though, does that screw with the scholarships for this next year? Like,
honestly, I don't
wonder,
know.
'cause
I really don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because your dad did a damn good job recruiting last year.
Yeah. This class is one of this class compares to, like, you know, the Fullerton class that came in with Jackson Rowe, Austin, Owishika, Devon, Claire, you know what I'm saying, Dwight Ramos. That class was crazy.
Yeah.
And this class has that capabilities. And you saw what we did in Fullerton. We won the championship. So I really think these young guys, you know, and Kobe Rogers and, you know, the sophomores could take this to a whole nother level.
They've also had a lot of injuries.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And that's probably due to, you know, the way the schedule is.
Not being able to train.
A regular preseason.
Right.
Not enough time. Yeah.
Playing back to back. Like, I would see the guys, you know, after the games, and they just look like, you know, zombies.
Shot out.
Like,
dog tired.
Yeah, it's tough on to do it every week. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Big West tournament is 3 days, but they got to do this every week, and, you know, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, especially the travel, and then you play 2 games, and then you travel back. I mean, I guess in some ways you know, I guess it just sucks all around. I was gonna say, I guess it kind of cut down travel time, but I guess it still just sucks not being able to play.
Sucks, man.
It's not getting to have like UCSB at home this year,
right.
or whatever the case may be, whatever it is. Right. But not getting to play. 2 games in Hawaii. Yeah, can't complain about that.
Can't complain at all.
That's the good part.
I just wanted to be able to go see some games, whether it be
go
pro,
to Mott and enjoy some
whether
games.
it be collegiate, hell, whether it be high school.
Right.
I miss high school sports.
No high school sports in Cali. That's crazy,
bro. Like I don't get to go watch high school football.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, come on now.
Well, in our local this last year, El Rio Grande, they made it to the state championship, and it got canceled the day before.
See,
like
I couldn't imagine
where the Kings play in the Golden One Center. Yeah,
you make it all the way to the state your senior year, and then just like
those games we went to. We went to state regionals and the state regional finals.
Yeah,
it was and I mean. The
gymnasium
was packed. It was crazy. And then they were literally getting into the buses, close to getting into the buses to head up to the Golden One Center where the Kings play up in Sacramento to play, the Northern California counterpart.
My whole thing was like, why can't you just put the 2 teams on the court with a couple refs and say who?
Well,
you don't have to have all the fans.
Here's the thing. I think if it was right now, they'd be doing that.
Yeah.
But since it was just
right when COVID hit.
When that happened,
just sneak
literally,
in,
literally, like the NBA, postponed their season like literally the day before that state championship. Like they were getting on their buses. Like I'm not even joking.
So rough.
Yeah, but if if it was today, that's how they would do it. For
it's
sure.
crazy to think that was a year ago.
I know, man. Right. It was,
one of the longest, fastest years ever.
Yes. So before we get to like our last little segment, I want a hard hitting question right here.
Okay.
How was the food in Armenia? I want to know what was it like, man. I could only imagine.
Listen, I'm a picky eater. Anybody that knows me, I'm a picky eater. And they had some. I was looking at the menus. It was like liver, heart, brain,
or haggis.
Oh my goodness! Like what? But there was. So their big things was shawarmas. I don't know if y'all had a shawarma. It's like a wrap. Their wraps are like they're famous for the wrap.
Okay.
It's like super good. They put grilled chicken in there.
Like a pita type of thing.
Like a gyro.
Like a gyro, basically.
Yeah.
But so it's like grilled chicken. They put fries, peppers.
You do that.
Yeah, everything. So that's what I was basically living off of.
You found your one thing. And
and then they would do like a hamburger, but it wasn't like an American hamburger. You know what I'm saying? It was a beef patty.
There's no McDonald's?
Nah. The only American fast food they had was KFC and Burger King. And there was only one Burger King that I saw
in Armenia.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it was different.
No Taco Bell?
Nah.
Crazy. Spend $20 there real quick.
But nah.
That's crazy. I can't believe there wasn't McDonald's. When I went to Portugal, there was a McDonald's like downtown Lisbon.
Yeah, no McDonald's.
Like that.
No McDonald's.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
Eastern Europe.
Their bakeries, I gotta say, that's
the desserts.
Man, what I'll tell you, I would wake up and walk down the block, and there would be like a bakery there, and I'd get like this chocolate bread. Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, there you go.
I was living off that, the shawarmas, and the little burgers they had.
Lots of bread.
It was big on bread.
So you didn't expand your horizons at all. You didn't eat raw fish, no organs.
Nah. I'm a sushi eater though.
Okay.
Sushi's good.
I'm a sushi eater. But nah, I didn't really get out there too far.
Kind of dipped your toes in the water and said, nah, not for me.
I'm pretty picky too, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah. And like back to what I was saying, like mentally, it's tough. So you're just trying to look for any comfort you could find, and like the food, I just. I'll go down, just find something that I could tie back to home so I could feel like, a little sense of normalcy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what me and my wife have talked about. We've been like, the biggest thing like during COVID that what brought me comfort was being able to go get food. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like food is like my comfort thing. You know what I mean? Right. And so, I can't imagine being somewhere where you got like 5 things to order.
Yeah. And there was no, like Uber Eats type thing. No. They had a version of it, but like what we would deal with is they would see our American numbers and never deliver the order. You know what I'm saying? So like you could put the order in, and this is what I messed up when I did it. when I first got there, I did it with my card. You know what I'm saying? I put my card information in, and I'll put the order in, and it'll go through. But like they would just never deliver the food. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want to call and like have to go through all that. So I was like, dang, like I'm hungry. I can't. You know
Are you paid?
Huh?
And you already paid?
Yeah. I already paid, and you know what I'm saying. So I was just like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like it took me like about a month to get fully, used to everything that was going on out there. Yeah, acclimated out there. Yeah. Man, it's tough.
So we're gonna go into our last segment.
All right.
And we did this with the Cal Poly players, and it was pretty popular. So we're bringing it back.
All right.
It's this or that.
Yep.
So there's no explanation needed for these answers. Just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Man, this is all right.
Okay.
Tough.
So I'll start.
Yep.
Poly or Fullerton?
Poly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I like how that was just.
That was rolled off the
All
tongue.
right. LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe. I'm a Kobe guy.
Let's go.
I grew up on Kobe.
2 for 2.
Shout out Bron.
Stateside. Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, wait. Go ahead.
Stateside or overseas? Ball.
Oh,
One's home. One's a passion.
I'd say overseas.
Okay, there you go.
Overseas.
Lonzo or LaMelo?
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I'm a fan of both their games, but I'll probably go with Melo.
I think I'm more upside.
Ooh, it's tough.
He's like, eh.
Judging by that shot, though, I think Melo can fill it up.
All right.
Melo.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
A hot take right here.
Yeah.
Better basketball player. Job or Colby?
Wait, which Kobe Rogers or Kobe Sanders?
Kobe Rogers.
Kobe Rogers.
Oh man, I gotta give it to my young Kobe.
Yep.
Fresh.
You hear that, Joe?
J1, I'm sorry, bro.
He's sitting in Wisconsin watching this right now.
Freezing his balls off right now.
Hey, J1, man, we gotta give it to our young, bro. Come on, Fresh got that one.
Colby Ice.
Well, man, I hope that wasn't too painful,
Nah,
brother.
yeah, definitely.
Bro, that was fun as hell.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
y'all
man.
ever want me back on here? Come on,
Dude,
man.
we'll take you up on that.
Every
for
year when you
sure.
come back, just stop by.
Come
I mean,
on
your
now.
dad will be here for hopefully the next 20, 30 years,
I
right?
hope so.
We need to get Kiana and you on, bro. Have a little.
And my baby sister and my baby.
Yeah,
Y'all,
there you go.
We just get the whole. I want to get Kelly on here, man.
Hey,
that girl,
all
that
of
woman,
us.
man. She's the best recruiter, best, like you said, best announcer in the.
Yeah, somebody got to tap in with my mom, man.
You know?
and get her on that reporter status. You know what I'm
Well, my
saying?
guy,
That's
yeah, like I
good
said, we
times,
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
and
anytime, man.
yeah, it's been real.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, thank y'all for supporting. My father. He's had a rough start to this, but the support doesn't go unnoticed. Especially me being his son. Like I feel the same stress he be feeling. You know what I'm saying? And
No doubt.
seeing people out there that are supporting him through this tough time it's amazing. So thank y'all for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Shout out you guys.
We always let them know anything we can do, man.
Yeah.
We love to get
Yeah.
the name of Cal Poly out there.
Man.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was our whole
Basketball.
thing. Really, is like, I mean, I lived here for 10 years, so I can say I'm a local. But these guys are local, and
Yeah.
to me, it's growing up in the Central Valley, and like you knew Fresno State players, whether
Right.
you're into football, basketball, baseball.
Yeah.
Here, it's a little different. I feel like there is that local support, but it's not fully like entrenched. You know.
Yeah.
So that was kind of our thing
Right.
with the basketball team. Was
Right.
like, we want these guys to be household names.
Yeah.
You know.
Now we just got to do our part and win some games for
Yeah.
y'all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
It's
yeah,
coming.
definitely.
Hey,
It's coming
You
for
know,
sure.
like
We
we're
ain't
talking
worried about that.
It's just
Yeah.
an uphill battle, man.
Yep,
Hopefully,
yep.
we find some type of normalcy coming up. Sometime this year.
We've been
man.
faced with some tough challenges.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Well, guys,
It's
that's
been
going to
great.
do it for this episode of the Garage Gang podcast with Jamal Smith. And as always, man, find us on Stitcher, iHeart,
Apple,
Spotify.
Follow our YouTube. Follow and subscribe
Subscribe
to our
yeah,
YouTube
Definitely.
page.
Yeah.
We're trying to get that popping a little bit more.
Yeah,
You
we
see
got
on
I think
Facebook.
42 subscribers. I think, which is
We're going to
sure.
get that up.
We're-
Yeah.
yeah.
We just started basically going on that YouTube. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks.
Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. As always, Garage Gang out.